Khadija Amahal, and thank you for starting the recording. I'm World Merits Global Community Engagement Associate, and I am the co-host of today's meeting together with my wonderful colleagues from V4C, Volunteers for Cause. And we're very delighted to have Victoria here with us today, who is an expert in fundraising and who has generously and kindly accepted to introduce a renowned crowdfunding campaign in Nigeria. Without any further ado, Tosin, would you like to say something before we start?
Okay. Am I audible? Hello, am I audible? No. Hello, am I
Yes,
audible?
we can hear you, Tosin.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for
Of course,
joining.
yes, you are audible. You can go ahead.
Okay, so we especially want to welcome you to the fundraising webinar. Thanks for joining. So we believe that today will be an amazing opportunity for you to learn the practical strategy on how to attract donors for your impact programs and projects. We believe that we always know that funding is very critical for the implementation of volunteering-driven programs and projects across communities and cities in Nigeria. So we believe today will be an opportunity for you to learn and also ask questions and level up for your fundraising game. So thank you so much for joining, everybody. Passing the mic to Victoria for the amazing section. Yeah.
Hello everyone. Good evening. Can I just confirm that I'm audible?
Yes, we can hear you, Victoria. Thank you very much. And we
Yes,
can
we can
see
hear
you
you.
too.
Thank you very much. Hello everyone again. Good evening. My name is Victoria Oniyide, and I'm the Project and Partnerships Manager at Crowdr. And I want to say that I'm honored to be here, right? Because I believe that the work that Volunteer for Cause does is absolutely inspiring, right? And my hope is that whatever we do here today, right, it helps to add value to that wonderful work that you already do. And talking about work, right, don't we just hate it when we're trying to do good things in the world, make impact and all of that, and money is the reason why willing hearts and willing hands are not able to do anything. So that's like one big frustration with social impact work for everybody. So today I will be walking you through how to use Crowdr as a crowdfunding tool, a fundraising tool to successfully raise funds from within your community and outside of your community as well, right? And my goal is that I want to share everything that I know about crowdfunding, everything that I know, so that in the future you can use that knowledge that I've shared today to I will just move my screen. You can see my screen. I think so. So Crowdr is a crowdfunding platform that's designed to help individuals, nonprofit, and community groups, right, mobilize support from within their locality and outside in diaspora, right? Our mission is very, very simple. We were actually created with one goal in mind: to help change makers access funding and build trust. Those two things, get your funding while you are also building trust, while you are doing your very, very meaningful work. We launched about 18 months ago, and in those 18 months, we have raised over 300 million. Yes, 300 million naira has been processed through Crowdr. Those are donations from people. And that number tells us one thing. It tells us that people actually give. People are giving to causes that they care about, causes that they believe in, right? So it's not like funding has disappeared. It's just a matter of positioning. It's just a matter of positioning. So why Crowdr? Crowdr is good for many reasons. I work there, so I probably have a bias. Crowdr is the best in the world. But for you, Crowdr can do one very important thing. It can make your fundraising so much easier, especially when you're doing crowdfunding. It can make it so much easier to be transparent and accountable. For example, if you're doing crowdfunding and people are sending you money, right? They're sending money to your personal account or to your organizational account for a particular project. The ease of going to report to the public is much more simpler when you do it on Crowdr, because everybody can already see every time money comes into the account for that particular project. They can see it. You don't have to send reports to each donor. You don't have to display your account statements on your social media so that people can be, rest assured that, okay, so and so amount has entered, right? It makes transparency and accountability so much more easier. And one thing I love about Crowdr personally is that it helps movement grow. A lot of people that use Crowdr, they use it not just because, oh, it can help us raise funds. It's a way to connect with their community, expand their community, bring people into what they are doing, right? And one more thing, Crowdr makes it so much easier to get funds from people in the diaspora. We allow international donations. So you can be here in Nigeria doing your project and someone in the UK can donate to you, no problem, no hassles. And it's simple, just like that, just like that. So those are the reasons why Crowdr is one of the best options for crowdfunding in Nigeria. I'm going to move on to key features. So features are some of the tools and things you're going to be using if you use Crowdr, and some of them are like absolutely important. For example, you have your profile. This is like my favorite one, right? Profiles is like a mini website on the platform. This allows you to showcase your work, right? It allows you to showcase your work. You can share your social media handles within your profile. It shows your past campaigns, your present campaigns. You can share pictures, images, so many things. I love it personally because it's like a snapshot of all your social impact achievements in one place within Crowdr. Somebody wants to donate to you, does not have to go outside of the platform to go and check you out. So they can do like a brief overview of who you are, what you've done right within the app, and they just go back and donate to you. So that makes it really, really easy to do a lot more. This is who I am, right, to the donor. And then we have the explore page, which is basically the page where people go to see campaigns, right? It's a long page of scrolling to see campaigns. And when your campaign appears on the explore page, people can see it and then click to donate, right? Then we have the dashboard. The dashboard is a private dashboard, private to you, where you can see everything about your campaigns. If you have more than one campaigns, you're going to see reports for each campaign, how many views, how many donations, who donated what, things like that. You're going to get, reports basically for yourself, right? And then we have flexible withdrawals. I think flexible withdrawals was one of like my favorite thing about Crowdr when we launched it, because it allows people to withdraw funds as needed, right? So if you say you're raising 1 million naira and you've gotten up to 2 million, right, for your project, you can actually withdraw that to 200,000, right? You take that 200,000, you take it, you do something within that project. Then you can call back on Crowdr and use the campaign updates. Yes, the campaign update is the next feature. You can use your campaign update button to say, yes, we raised 200,000 so far. This is what we've used it to do. You can give updates about your campaign. So campaign update is just like, it's a button you use to edit your campaign, right? But beyond editing, it allows you to share live updates with your audience, people who are watching your campaign, right? What you're doing, you can edit your campaign to say, raise so and so amount. This is what we've done so far. Thank you very much. So we still have this amount to go. That's what campaign updates allows you to do, basically. Then we have KYC verification. This one is very important because the people who donate on Crowdr, they trust us to do one thing. They trust us to make sure that they're donating to real people, right? So KYC verification, when you're raising funds on Crowdr, it sort of builds that basic level of trust. People trust that if you're raising funds on Crowdr, right, you're already verified. They can trust that you are real person raising money for a real cause. And then we have comments. Comments is a newly established it's a newly launched feature, and it allows donors to basically send messages to you, right? Someone donates to you, they want to send a comment button to express themselves to you. This is one of the features that allows you to really build your community using Crowdr. So now we can now go to strategy, right? First thing we want to talk about is campaign setup. Campaign setup is very basic, very basic, but at the same time, people make some simple mistakes, right? That can reduce the efficacy of their campaign. So first thing I want to talk about is your campaign title. This is basic. Your campaign title should be specific, should be very specific, should not be too long, because when somebody is viewing your campaign via mobile, they're using a mobile phone to view your campaign, they probably will only see like the first 6 or 7 words, right? So you don't want to make it too long and then they've read the first 6 or 7 words and they don't know exactly what you're raising money for. So make your campaign title short, very specific, and then you want to use don't want to use special characters like I hashtag, no emojis as well, right? No emojis because affect the schedule of your campaign title. One thing I always advise people to is to include keywords that they're going to search, include things like school children, books, or library, things like that. So your campaign title, which is what helps your campaign be found easily, should contain at least one of these keywords that somebody can search easily and find you. I have an example here which says, help us provide 100 school kits for rural students. This is very simple, straightforward. Somebody can read your title and understand what your campaign is all about. It's much clearer than support my cause or support our cause, support my campaign, help us change lives. Help us change lives does not tell us what exactly you are doing. It is noble to want to change lives, but how are you doing it? What can I do for you to help you change lives? That campaign title should be very specific. So I'm going to move on to the second item, which is setting a realistic funding goal and duration. So I'm going to talk about funding goal and duration much later. I'm going to go into details later. But at this point, right, I just want to say that many factors play into goal setting for fundraising, right? But the key thing is to not, you don't try to raise a lot of money, right, in a very short time. It can lead you to being frustrating, right? It can lead to like a frustrating situation for you. You don't want to try to raise like 10 million naira in 2 months when you are, especially when you're a newbie to crowdfunding. It can cause you to become discouraged when you don't raise the entire amount. So we're going to go to campaign stories. Campaign stories is like one of the ways that you can actually communicate in details, right, to your campaigners. Avoid long paragraphs. Some people write stories that you can, 3 pages of scrolling, you're still scrolling. 5 times, you're still scrolling. It takes a long time to get to the end just scrolling. You've not even started reading, right? Because I think Crowdr allows you to type about 5,000 characters or 5,000 words. So there's room to type a lot. But for social impact causes, right, you want to keep your story as brief as possible. I'm not saying you cannot include details, include all the details that you need to include, but make your point clear very quickly so that people don't get bored or people don't get tired and then they go away. So you can format it, use bullet points, break it into paragraphs. My personal advice is that you use at least one, 2 pages of your mobile phone screen, like to measure. So if your campaign story contains one full page of your mobile phone screen and another page, that's good enough. That's a good length, right? It can be shorter, a bit longer, but 2 screens of your mobile phone is perfect. And what you want to do is make your point clear in the first paragraph. This is because when somebody is viewing your campaign on the explore page, what they see is your campaign image, very, very wide, graph only. It's from that first paragraph that they will now read and say, okay, let me click to see more. Let me click to read the rest of the story. So your first paragraph, use it as a hook. Make sure that somebody can say, okay, I might want to donate to this campaign just by reading your first paragraph, right? So what you want to do is use that first paragraph, use your formatting to attract people, make sure it's not too much, it's not overwhelming, right? And then your campaign image. This is one of the ways to actually sell your campaign. This is one of the ways to sell your campaign. I know that sometimes we are raising money for very difficult situations, very pitiful cases, but we want to avoid using pitiful image. If your campaign image only evokes pity, somebody might feel sympathy and then leave, right? It might make them feel powerless. Oh, this is too much. I can't help in this kind of situation, right? And then they leave. They don't do anything because that's all you want to, that they can come and solve this problem with you. You want to use something about your team working, show your past beneficiaries, your previous impact. You want to show people that you are actually doing something about the problem. Your campaign image should tell your story in visuals. Basically, it should show your story, not just show the problem, but also show the solution, right? You want people to see your campaign image and think to themselves, oh, these people are doing the work, I can join them. I also want to advise, no matter what you're raising funds for, please don't use AI generated images. It makes people believe that you are unreal, that you're unserious, right? People question your evidence when they see an AI image. They might not even like, why is this? If you have evidence that you can do the work, why is it not here? Why are you generating a fake image here? So please don't use AI generated image as much as possible. Avoid it and let your image speak for you, basically. Let your image speak for you. So I'm going to go to storytelling. Storytelling for crowdfunding campaign. So I'm not going to bore us with how to tell good stories because I know that as a member of the World Merit community, you have been taught already how to tell stories. I think this is something that we learn time and time again. But for social impact stories on platforms like Crowdr, where people don't stay long, right? They don't want to dwell on your stories for that long. They just want to know if you are worth donating to. What you want to do is show your action very quickly, very early on in your story. You want to show resilience, you want to show responsibility. Donors are not coming to give to problems, especially when it comes to social impact causes, right? They want to give to solution. If you make them feel that they can help you solve this with their little money, they will donate, right? So I included a simple structure in this screen. So we have, hi, my name is so and so, like my name is Victoria. I'm trying to solve X problem for my community. Now, I would always advise when you're raising money for a community, try as much as possible to include your location, right? Some people want to see if they can come down there. Some people want to see, oh, maybe this place is near me. Maybe I can go check them out. It's very good. It lends to your credibility. So don't do anonymous community somewhere you yourself, don't be an anonymous person somewhere, right? Mention your name, mention the community that you're trying to help solve a problem for, and then include what you've done so far. So far we have done XYZ to solve this problem. Now we need your help to get to so and so outcome. It is very important to tell people what you have done so far, right? And what you now need their money to do. This structure will work very well for you because, first of all, it introduces you. You're not nameless. It's not a nameless person trying to raise money. People can go check you out as a person, right? People can go check you out. And it also states the problem, and then it shows progress as well. It indicates that the problem can be solved. So when you are presenting a problem and you present what you have done so far, it makes people think, okay, these problems can be solved. I can contribute to the solution, and it invites partnership. So this is like a simple structure that you can adapt to your storytelling, however you want to tell it, right? And I'm just going to move quickly to setting realistic fundraising goals. This one is very, very important. It's very, very important because sometimes we see that people set goals that are too high, right? We understand that your project might be, capital intensive, but crowdfunding is something that you do step by step. It's something that you build trust and then you go further. You build trust and then you ask for more. So when your goal is too high, right, people might feel like, oh, I only have 1,000 naira. This person is raising 10 million naira, right? This 1,000 naira does nothing out of 10 million naira. So they will just keep their little change, right? If people feel that your goal is too high, they won't contribute if they don't have a lot of money, right? Then if they feel like this money is too high for this kind of project, let's say you want to build a borehole, for instance, in a community, and let's say the average cost, you are raising 5 million naira. People may think, oh, this person is not serious. This person is not serious. They won't do this work, right? Sometimes if your goal is too high, people might think that you will not do the work unless you raise the entire amount. Let's say you want to do 50 million, a 50 million naira project, and they would think, when are you going to raise 50 million naira? It's going to take you a long time. They're not ready to wait that long with you. And the truth is that sometimes as a person, you're raising funds with your own personal brand, with your own track record. You may not have a strong enough track record to support asking for a huge amount of money. People don't know you that well yet. They don't trust you that much yet, which is not a slight on you as a person. It's just step by step. That's how it goes with crowdfunding, right? And then you want to start small. When you're setting your fundraising goal, you want to start small. You don't have to ask for the highest amount. You can just break down what you need into phases, right? What I advise is that, let's say you have a project that's going to take 3 years, different phases of that project. You can break your project down into phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and then you raise money for phase 1, right? Raise money. Let's say you're trying to build a what do you call it now? A free school. Let's use that as an example. You're trying to build a free school. That might cost you like hundreds of millions, right? But you can't ask for 100 million naira right from the get-go. What you want to do is, okay, let's do 5 million naira to rent a place. That's our phase 1. So when you do phase 1, you are able to build trust. You're able to show people, with this little that you've given me, this is what I have done with this. So when you're coming back to ask for a higher amount, you have something to show for the little that you've gotten before, right? And that we're saying don't ask for too much from the get-go doesn't mean that your target should be ridiculously low. If it is ridiculously low, people might think that you are joking. They might question your capacity, like you don't know what you are doing. For example, you want to help get, what do you call it now, pipe-borne water in a community, and you're asking for 100,000. 100,000 is too small for that sort of project, right? People might question, are you sure you actually need us for this project? You understand? So you don't have to have a an extremely low target, but it doesn't have to be extremely high either. Find a good balance. If your project can be broken down into phases, break it down into phases and then raise money for each phase separately, right? So in your campaign story, when you are raising money, you can make it clear that, oh, this is phase one of my project, right? So people understand why you are not raising the entire amount. So this is phase one of my project. This is what I want to do in the future. This is what I'm doing now. This is how you can support me now. So that's for setting realistic fundraising goals. I'm going to answer every question, but I just want to be done with presentation so that I can, answer your questions in details. Now we want to move to engaging donors. So donor engagement for me is one of the most important aspects of your crowdfunding endeavor. I always tell people that are campaigning on Crowdr, promoting your campaign, engage. It's like the hardest part, but it's the most important part. Setting up a campaign can take you maximum of 5 minutes. You can set up your campaign, but then the promotion is where you decide if it's going to be successful or not. So you want to engage donors before your campaign even launch. Before you go on the website and click launch campaign, you want to start engaging people that will donate, right? I don't think that you should surprise your community with a crowdfunding link. You want to talk about it before you even go on the website and register or launch your campaign. Start telling people in your community, your community of change makers, your community of supporters, right? Wherever you have people listening to you, tell them, I have this project that I'm doing. I want to launch a crowdfunding campaign. What do you think? This gives you an idea of where they are at, right? It gives you an idea of who is going to support you when you will launch. It also tells you, like, what are their, what do they think in their mind is an obstacle to them donating to you, right? You can now use this feedback to make sure that your campaign is launched as perfectly as possible. If someone says, you want to do a crowdfunding campaign, what if they run away with your money, right? So you can now already tell them, oh, Crowdr is a registered platform. They are registered with CAC. They're trustworthy. You can assure people. You can know, like, what are the obstacles before you launch, and it's not a surprise. So people are already preparing mentally to donate to you, right? Post about your work. Tell people this is what we're doing. This is money that we need. This is why we need it. It helps build anticipation. It helps build preparation. People are aware, right? So by the time you launch, it will not take too long before they start engaging. The time for getting used to the idea, you'd have already done it before you launch your campaign, right? And then during your campaign, you also want to share your link everywhere you can. I always tell people on your WhatsApp, your Facebook, tell your friends and family to help share. Tell your supporters, people in your community, everyone that is involved with your project, everyone should share your campaign link. But everywhere you share your link, right? Go to those places and then share your gratitude as well. So don't share your link and when somebody donates, you get like 50% of your funds, you suddenly forget, that people are watching. Go to the places that you've shared your link, say thank you. Sometimes people might donate to you anonymously, right? So you don't know where exactly they saw your campaign from. This is why you need to keep track of where you are sharing your campaigns and then share your thanks there as well. Oh, thank you very much. You've gotten 50% of the funds. God bless you. Whatever you need to say it so that people feel appreciated, right? Appreciation goes a long, long way, long way. People who donate will feel valued. Next time, they will want to donate to you again. And people who haven't donated, rather, they will feel inspired to donate if they see that you are appreciating the people that did give their money to you, right? And one thing about Crowdr is that it allows you to withdraw your funds. I talked about flexible withdrawals earlier on. So you can withdraw part of your funds if you've not gotten the full target amount yet. and you can start executing. This means that you can begin to share real-time updates, right? Let's say you're doing 1 million naira, you've gotten 500,000, you withdraw that, and you do something with the money. You can actually share updates. So far, so good. We've done this with the amounts that we've raised. This is what is left. Thank you so much for getting us to this point. Giving updates like this, saying thank you, it builds trust, right? It builds trust. It brings in more donations. If I, as a person, right, I donate to you, and then you come back and I can see that, let's say I saw your post on WhatsApp, I donated anonymously, and you come back on your WhatsApp, you post it, you say thank you tell me, oh, this is what we've done so far with the money, even though you don't know that I'm the one that donated, but I can see it, I know. It gives me the courage to now share your campaign with somebody I know that can also donate. Do you get it? It gives me, I can now say, okay, I trust this person, they will do the work. Then I can share your campaign with somebody else I know that has more money than me, probably, and say, this is good work. You can be a part of it. So after your campaign, do not disappear. Do not disappear. This is, I think it gets overwhelming at this point. So most people just say, well, the campaign has ended, bye bye, everybody. But the good thing is, at this point, you want to show even more appreciation. You can make a general appreciation post, share a report, right? Not everybody will see the report, but somebody will see something, right? Somebody will see maybe your appreciation post on social media, might see your report on LinkedIn, might see your appreciation video on TikTok. They will see people that are donating to you, they are giving you money that they've worked hard for. So they will follow you, they will try to, see what you're going to do after. This is what establishes your community rather. So you want to upload project progress. You can use your profile on Crowdr to upload images of how far the project has gone. Perhaps you've finished the project. You can also upload that on your profile. Now we want to move to tools that you can use on Crowdr. So one of the tools that allows you to do the most on Crowdr is featured campaign placement. This one is something that we do for campaigners that are verified, right? We have seen that you are putting in the work to promote your campaign. So your featured campaign is at the top of our explore page, right? Your campaign will be right at the top of the explore page. So every time someone comes to the Crowdr explore page, they will see your campaign, right? They will see it on the home page and they will see it on the explore page as well. And promotion support, we offer this to very particular about supporting people that do social impact work in every way that we can. We have content days, right, which is when we invite campaigners, right? This is location based actually, but then we can always work something out wherever you are. So we invite you, we shoot content for you in a studio setting or maybe outdoors. We pay for it. So we create a video that you can actually share. I remember one time we went all the way to uh, Ijebu Ode, yes, in Ogun State, to go shoot a campaign video for Project Mint. So that's how far we are willing to go. So those are the kind of tools that you have access to as someone who is raising funds on Crowdr. We will support you with collaborative promotion, we will repost, we'll help you create content. And then we have the verified badge. This is a step above KYC, right? This verified badge is something that we give to you after very rigorous checks, but it helps build credibility, right? It helps build the credibility of your campaign, so to say. So you can see in the image that I have on this page, you can see the verified banner at the right-hand corner at the top, right? That's what the verified badge looks like. It's very important to have one if you want to raise serious money. But the checks are very rigorous, but at the end of the day, it's what's the time that you invest into it. So to get one, you just email us and let us know that you want a verified check, and then we'll get it done. Recommendations to institutional donors is one thing that we do often, because we get people who come to us to say, I want to donate to a particular campaign, or I want to give back, help me figure out how to do it. So when you raise money on Crowdr, right, you are on our radar, right? You're on our radar. We go through campaigns regularly to find campaigns that we can recommend. I think I did a recommendation. Yes, this week I still did the recommendation this week. I did one the week before, right? So it happens like that very often, but we can only do that if we know that you're raising money on Crowdr. So if you're raising money on Crowdr, you can also send an email to us. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Here's my track record. If an opportunity for, recommendation comes in, please consider me. And that's like a quick way to get it done, but we can also check and find you ourselves. And we have some, what do you call it now, testimonials here. This is from Agnes Oyekore, co-founder of Project Men. She was the one that we went all the way to Ijebu to shoot a campaign video for. I'll just give you a few minutes to read through, so you can see what it is like, the kind of support that we offer to change makers. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll to the next one, because I want to make sure that I answer as many questions as possible today. So the next testimonial is from Dare Asobele, is the founder of Executive Helping Initiatives. They are a big deal here in Lagos, and we have partnered with them for quite a while. And we've done a lot of work with them, basically. Okay, I'm just going to swipe so that we can go through this very quickly. So I'm going to talk now about where donors come from, because this is one of the questions that I get a lot as someone who is in the position to advise people who are raising funds on Crowdr. A lot of the time, they want to know, like, I don't have so many people. If I had people, I would already have the money, right? Especially for social impact projects, it is important to leverage the community that you already have, right? Your currency in the crowdfunding world is trust, and people want to know that you can be trusted. And the easiest way to do this is when the people who already know and trust you show that they do. This is when those people donate to you, right? Your small community of people who know you might not be able to donate a lot, but they can donate some, right? So your fundraising should be kickstarted by people who know you, who trust you, right? It reduces the risk, quote and unquote, right? It reduces the perceived risk, right? For people who want to donate to you that are complete strangers, because it signals to them that you can be trusted. If people who know you are willing to give you their money, right? It signals to the people who don't know you at all that you can be trusted with this money, right? So don't ignore your community. Don't decide, oh, everybody's poor in this community. Nobody's going to. Your community of friends, family, supporters, people already support you normally. So people who would give you money on a normal basis without crowdfunding, those are the people that you want to ask first. Let them donate so that people can see that you are trustworthy, right? lean very heavily into your community for campaign promotion. If people cannot donate, they can share, right? They can talk about your campaign to people who can donate. So ask your people, right, to donate, but more importantly, ask them to spread the word about your campaign. Let them make sure that it goes beyond your immediate cycle, right? This is how you are able to expand your donor network very quickly, very effectively. And last but not the least, I would want to pass with this advice. Like, crowdfunding is not, I always say that it's not like fire on the mountain, run, 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 because people donate based on their personal sense of urgency, right? So to someone who has 50,000 naira to give to charity, a failing kidney is more important than books, right? That's in their mind. Somebody who has a failing kidney might die tomorrow. Books can wait, right? So when it comes to social impact crowdfunding, patience is key because you're competing with people that are dying, babies that are sick, and all of that. People are giving based on their sense of, this is more important. This is a matter of life and death. So you don't want to put that kind of pressure on yourself. Like, oh, if somebody is raising 10 million naira within a month for heart surgery, why can't I raise 1 million naira within the same month for, my school library? It's not the same thing in the eyes of the donor. So you want to be very patient because a lot of things can affect how quickly your funds are raised. First of all, the urgency of your cause in the mind of the donor, and then timing. So if your fundraising is started during the middle of the month, for example, a lot of people that would likely donate to you, right? They are salary earners, they've not collected salary yet, so they're probably waiting till the end of the month, right? It's not salary week yet for them to donate. So you want to be aware that timing can affect your crowdfunding speed, and then the sensitivity of your issue, right? What you're raising money for. Sometimes people want to relate more to the issue. Sometimes they don't want to hear anything about it. Maybe it's something that has an effect on them personally, triggers their trauma or something. So the sensitivity of the issue that you are raising money for can also affect the speed in a good way or in a bad way. And then your personal influence, right? If you're very influential, it is possible that you raise money quicker than somebody that is just upcoming, that we don't really know. So a good thing is that you can always build influence. If influence is not something that is given from heaven, somebody gets and no other person gets to have, right? So you can always build influence, but at the time that you're raising money, your influence can affect how quickly you raise money. Then the current economic realities. I want people to understand that sometimes the economy, right, affects how quickly you are able to raise funds. If there's an economic boom, people give more, right? God has blessed them, they want to give back. But if, in an economy where people are, trying to save more, there's less for them to spend, there's less for them to take care of their family with, you might have a slightly more difficult time raising funds. So it's not like you're going to give up. Like I said, with the current economy of Nigeria, Crowdr has processed over 300 million naira in donations, right? Donation, over 300 million naira in donations just from people that donated out of their own free will. So it means that this money is coming. So it might not come for you so fast, right? But it will come. So patience and persistence is very important when you are crowdfunding for social impact causes, especially. And then one thing you want to do is stay very transparent, stay consistent, stay transparent. Let people know what you are doing. When you are doing it, let your story be out there. So when someone goes to check at any given time, they can find something to see, right? They find something, they see something that then inspires them to give back to you. So I think now I can take questions. Hi, Vivian. Can I stop sharing my screen now? Or
I think Vivian is facing some technical issues. Maybe you can just keep the screen
Okay.
shared so the participants can also copy the email address. But I would love
Okay.
to sincerely thank you for this comprehensive and detailed presentation. It's impressive what you have accomplished so far. And I'm pretty sure that the participants have gained insightful knowledge about the platform and how to make good use of it. I would sincerely appreciate you for sharing best practices and tips, especially highlighting what needs to be done before the campaign, during the campaign, and after the campaign. Because, based also on my experience and exposure to social impact projects and to young people who look for funding, sometimes they miss the importance of keeping the momentum going and keeping the communication going. Fundraising is a process, it never stops. And it's important to build trust, to keep the donors informed, and to keep everyone excited about the journey and how it's going. So, thank you so much for highlighting all these important elements and for shedding
Well,
light on storytelling and the importance of making stories human centered. And yes, of course, we can use artificial intelligence to improve the language, but the stories are the ones that make a huge difference. So, on behalf of the entire World Merit team, I would love to sincerely thank you for your time and for your intellectual generosity. I see that we have a participant who just raised her hand. Oluwag Bimiro, I hope I pronounced your name right. The floor is yours. Please share your question.
Okay, hello.
hi. Good
Okay,
evening.
thank you so very much, Miss Victoria.
Good evening.
I gained a lot and it was really informative and very, very engaging.
Thank you
Now,
very
thank you, you're welcome. For somebody like me, I deal with entrepreneurial skill acquisition. I,
much.
train women, girls, young ladies in the art of handcraft, that is macrame products. The challenge I'm having is I have a place carved out in my place in Lugbe in Abuja here where I do just a little. It's not big enough for me to be able to accommodate. I'm in the process of getting a bigger place. When I have the place, I will need a lot of things to set up the place so that I can actually, offer my service, that is, be able to help people in the community. What I do is macrame, and my organization is Magnifica Core Crafts. If you Google it, you will get it. So macrame is a traditional craft that is not so common, but is coming up again. And people are interested. Everywhere people want to learn. So the challenge I'm having is when I have a place to set it up, I will need camera, to capture videos. I will need materials to train people because it's a kind of social enterprise. Now, concerning what you are saying, what you're teaching us about crowdfunding, how do I go about it? Because I've not done something like that before, asking for help, throwing it open to people. But I actually want to train people because these are things that people can easily have a means of livelihood, do some things to, help themselves so that women will not be vulnerable and all that. So that's my question. I have this kind of passion. I want to do this social enterprise. How do I go into it?
Okay, so first things first, good job what you're doing. It's amazing that you're trying to help people, you know, get back on their feet using a very beautiful craft. One thing that you probably want to start with is to start telling your story now that you're in your small place, right? You want people to know where you're coming from, why you are moving into a bigger place. It's not for fun, it's not for fancy, so that you can serve people better. So you want to start making your videos now, making your posts now. It doesn't have to be aesthetically pleasing. It doesn't have to be 4K videos and all of that. You can use what you have. The important thing is to connect with people, is to tell your story as honestly, as humanly as possible. So use what you have. If you have someone who has a good camera phone within your vicinity that can help with your storytelling, they can come in once in a while, take images of you, videos of you as you're working and you're teaching in your small place, right? Let them do it. So carry people along from your small place to your big place. So they know why you are going to a big place. They know that you've moved. So now when it's time to ask for funds, it's much easier because you've built a community of people who care about your work already, right? They are following your story. You can now say, we've moved into a big place. I've done this one on my own. Now I need your help to make sure that this big place serves even more people. So it's a bit easier to ease in your crowdfunding ask like that, right? And I want to acknowledge that going public with your need, so to say, it's not an easy thing. I want to acknowledge that even if you're helping other people, it's not very easy to go out and say, please help me with this thing that I want to do. So it takes courage, and you just have to work up the courage. I believe you're a courageous person already. So I hope that I've answered your question. If not, just let me know so I can be clearer.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And you can reach out to us at Crowdr when your campaign launches so that we can help with promotion.
Andrew, go ahead and ask your question.
So, thank you very much, sir, for the opportunity. My question is this. My network has been going in and out, so I wasn't able to be stable. So I didn't capture everything that was presented, but I was able to gain one or two from the little time I was able to be connected. So my question is, this crowd that you're talking about, is it a platform where you can sign up and have a profile created there, and then people who wish to donate can just come in and follow up? Is there something like that? Or after the training, you can just go get your fund raising activities from anywhere you want? Is there any platform where one can get a profile created and then solicit for support?
Crowdr is a platform we have been operating for the past 18 months. So the website is www.oncrowdr.com. When you go to our website, you will see start a campaign, right? Just click on start a campaign. It will prompt you to create an account. You create an account, then you can create your campaign. It's that simple.
Okay. So do we have donors there who follow us?
Okay, donors do not follow you in particular. They don't follow your account, right? But once you create your campaign, you get a campaign link that you can share everywhere, right? Everywhere, so that people can see that you're raising funds on Crowdr. We do have people who come to Crowdr to look for campaigns that they want to donate to, right? So yes, you find people who are scrolling by, you what to give their money to.
Oh, okay, it's well understood. That's what I wanted to know. They will just come by virtue of generosity, right? To just look for who is in need.
Some people come just because they are generous, but we always advise don't wait for people to come to you. Go out there and let people know what you're doing so that it's faster.
It's all right.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
You're welcome.
So we need more people
So,
to click the raised icon so that we can just pick you by your name. So the next person to ask question is Ahmed Abubakar. So you have the floor. Speak to the mic and ask your question.
Yeah, thank you just for this. My question is that in a project like for example, how much, like in a piece, how much is the minimum amount to ask for the donation? Like since you said we can break down into four pieces, so like it doesn't have to be too low and it doesn't have to be too high, like in a pace. So how much should it be,
Okay.
like in a minimum?
So I can't give you like a particular amount, but it just depends on, let's say the entire amount of your project is 10 million naira, right? Let's say the entire amount is 10 million naira. You want to do like maybe 50% phase one, phase two. You break down your project in phases depending on what works for you. So let's say I want to do a school library. I can first make shelves. Shelves might be my phase one, or I can buy books. Books may be my phase one. So the amount of money that is needed for those books, that's the amount I will ask for in phase one, right? I'm not asking for everything now. I'm not asking for give me money to build the block from scratch, to do shelves, everything. I'm just saying give me money for books. So when
Yeah.
I get my books, I can now say I have books, please give me money for shelves. That's my phase two. So the amount I need for shelves,
Okay.
the amount I will ask for phase two. So that's how it works.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
We need more people to ask questions. If you want to ask your question, just click the raise icon, then we call your name. So, Victoria, there's a question in the chat section. The question goes to us: how does someone who wants to raise money anonymously go about it? Does Crowdr do anything to help them?
Okay, so if you're raising money for social impact, we don't recommend anonymously at all, because like we said, crowdfunding is based on trust, and people need to know you to trust you. People cannot simply trust a faceless person. How do they know that you're not going to run away with the money when they don't even know you, right? So we don't do anonymous. You're supposed to put your full name, you're going to do KYC, which means we're going to know you as well, but people will know your name, basically. You can do your best to not share every detail of your life. We're not going to ask for every detail of your life, but as much information that is required to build trust, we encourage you to give it, basically. So we don't do anonymously per se, right? We don't encourage it. We don't encourage it. But if you want to, say, protect your privacy to a large extent, then you can just simply share your name and let that be all.
Very nice. Thank you so much. So, there's another question in the chat section. It goes to us: is there a specific field to ask for donations, or can it be in any field or situation?
No, it can be any field, any situation, anything that you are raising money for, as long as it's legal. As long as it's legal. So you can, it's an
So
open market.
we need you guys to type your question either in the chat section or to click the raise up hands icon so that we can just pick you to ask your question. So we need you to do that as soon as possible if you want to ask questions, because question always unlock better clarity. So please ask your questions. You have the opportunity to ask your questions. So we have like 5 minutes time to do that. Okay, so somebody says here, please, can we have a slide or recording of this meeting because I have network problem with my, you'll be getting the recordings and the slide as well, yeah, after it. So this is a very long question in the chat section, so let me read it out. Says, my question is this, from your experience, what truly differentiates successful crowdfunding campaign on the Crowdr platform from those that fail, especially for first-time change maker who may not yet have a strong network? That's the first question. Then, what storytelling framework best creates emotional connection and trust, and how important are visuals like videos and impact photos in influencing donors? The third one is there an optimal campaign duration or strategy for maintaining momentum after the initial launch excitement fades? And lastly, also, what common mistake should we avoid? What key metrics should we monitor daily to stay on track and beyond fundraising, and so on and so forth? So, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try to answer the questions one after the other. So the first question is, from my experience, what really differentiates successful crowdfunding campaigns from those that fail, especially for people that are doing it for the first time and may not have a strong network? So I'm going to speak from my experience, like you asked. I think doing asking a lot for the very first time. The very first time you crowdfund as a change maker, especially for someone who has not built a strong network yet, your goal should be more about building that network. right? The very first time I crowdfunded, my crowdfunding ask was 50,000 naira, right? I was working with Crowdr at that time, so I knew that they trusted me, basically they knew me, but I only asked for 50,000 naira, right? And I ended up raising about 57,000 naira, right? But that was my thought at that time, like, okay, this is my first time. My needs, I could ask for more, right? But let me do this very first one so that people can see that I can be trusted, right? So that was my strategy, and that's the strategy I would advise anybody that is doing it for the first time, especially when you don't have a strong network. It's just your friends, maybe a few people that could support you, your uncles and your aunts, maybe the people that you're even working with, right? So your first crowdfunding attempt should be, even if it doesn't raise any money, or even if it doesn't raise the amount that you want it to raise, your goal should be, I want you to know that you can trust me with your money, right? So that's like your first goal. If you can establish that, then your consequent fundraising should be more successful than the first one, right? Then for storytelling framework that works best, creates emotional connection. I think visuals are very, very important. People, they say we are visual creatures, right? What we see moves us a lot more than what we hear. Now, I don't subscribe to pity parties, right? I don't subscribe to pity party marketing of sorts. But like I said, if you're empowering people, the visuals should be empowering. You should be, come help me do this, not look at me, pity me, stuff like that. That's I don't subscribe to that. It turns people off, right? We've gotten people telling us certain images on the website are not, they are gory, they don't want to look at it, they're disgusting. That person that posted that image was probably thinking, if I do this, people will be moved, they will pity me a lot. But people were feeling one kind, right? Looking at it. So your storytelling framework should go towards the empowering angle. Come help me do this. I'm doing it. If you help me, I will do better, right? And we can always have consultations with our marketing team, right? For, let's say you have a peculiar project, right? You are not able to figure out how to tell that story on your own, you can always reach out to us. We are free to consult. We will tell you, okay, for this ask, or for this thing that you are doing, maybe go this angle, go this angle. We're able to give more advice if you are specific, right? And what's the other question?
Said,
Also, what common?
is there optimum campaign duration in order to maintain momentum after the initial launch of the campaign on the platform?
Okay, there's no optimum duration, so to speak. You just give like a reasonable, let's say you're raising 1 million, you know people, right? Let's say you are sure that within your network, they can raise half of that amount within a month. Then you can give 2 months for your network, 1 month for your network, and 1 month for people outside your network to notice and then join, right? So 2 months for that sort of amount is good. The thing is, no matter the duration that you give, you want to pace yourself, right? So that you don't get tired and then you need help, require help. This is why I say get in, drag your people to help with your promotion. So if you're tired, someone else is posting on your behalf today, someone is sharing it somewhere else. It's not only you. If you do it on your own, it's very likely that you will get frustrated or tired once you are not seeing results as fast as possible. So you get people around you, right, to give you support. You can reach out to us if things are not going as well as they should. Then we will try to look at what's the particular problem with this campaign, right? But duration, just wing it, so to speak.
So
I feel
this might most likely be a two-in-one question. So it's more particular about common mistakes that need to be avoided, possibly when using the platform or during crowdfunding process. And secondly, how can crowdfunding be strategically used to build a long-time movement, most likely converting one-time donors into committed ambassador for a cause?
Amazing. I love this question because it's one of the key things that we created Crowdr for. We didn't just create it for crowdfunding alone. We created it so that people can build communities. Now, you use all the tools that we have available, your update campaign, your profile. You want to bring people into your world with that one-time donation, right? You share there's a space for you to share your Instagram, to connect your Instagram uh, account, your profile, your Twitter account. I think you can connect your LinkedIn as well, right? So you want to bring people come from Crowdr, come see me in my world, right? Once you are able to bring them, you're able to be transparent, show them what they want to see on Crowdr so that they come find you, right, within your peculiar space, right? So, and you do this constantly, consistently, right? If we're going to build a movement on Crowdr, for instance, I've done a crowdfunding campaign before. I would just do another one, maybe a slightly higher amount, slightly more, an easier project to fix, right? And then I want to share my updates as much as possible, tell people, oh, this is what I raised, or this is how you can help me. I know people who supported me the last time, right? People that were not anonymous that I know, right? I can reach out to them and say, I'm doing another campaign, right? So they can follow me long term, they will follow my stories. Even when people donate to me anonymously, one thing I know is that anonymous people will follow you in real life. They will come find you online. They may not click follow button, but they rest assured that they are watching you, right? They want to know exactly what you're doing. So when you've done your campaign, what you want to do is just assume that every time you see view on your dashboard, that is somebody that has noticed you and is probably checking you out. So build your space, your content, whatever you are doing outside Crowdr to attract them and keep them.
Thank
So
you
that's
so
my answer to
Thank you so
your
much for that.
question.
So this might be the last question because we believe that people already kind of gain some relevant knowledge from your section. Very wonderful
Thank,
presentation. So this is the last
thank you.
question. When someone has a particular issue that wants to raise fund, are there any specific platform to ask for? I don't know what this question means, but the question is when someone has a particular issue that wants to, particularly when somebody have a particular project, most likely, I think the person just wants to know more about how to use the platform particularly. That might be the questions because the question doesn't really look clear.
Okay, to use the platform is very simple. Like I said, you just go on the website, you click on start a campaign. So you get to choose if you're an organization or an individual, right? When you choose that one, you'll be able to create an account, right? An account that fits your need. So if you're an individual change maker, you're not representing an organization, choose individual, right? If you are representing an organization, choose organization. You need your organization's CSA number to do all of that. So when you choose what you need, the features that you see are based on what type of accounts you are using. But mostly those are like almost the same. And if, let's say, for instance, you choose organization accounts and then you realize that, oh, I would rather have an individual account, you can always reach out to us. We will help you change it into, individual account. So it's more seamless. So there's no special platform, just the regular platform. You just have two account tiers that you can choose based on your need, basically.
Thank you so much, Victoria. So we want you guys to take a screenshot of this slide on the screen. So if you need a website, Khadija has already posted the website in the chat section. Thank you so much, Khadija, So I want to pass the mic to Khadija then to Victoria. What would be your final word for this amazing webinar? Khadija then to Victoria.
Thank you so much, Victoria. We believe in the power of learning and creating opportunities for people to learn from experts. And although this was just an online gathering, I can see the impact that it has generated. Thanks to the quality of your intervention and the clarifications that you provided. As I mentioned earlier, Victoria is an expert, and based on how she responded to these questions, you can see her expertise and her willingness to help young talents. But please know that this is just the beginning. What's coming next is what matters the most. Please go check the platform, see what are the requirements, familiarize yourself more with it, and start your own campaign. But before creating the link, make sure that you have a convincing story to tell, that you are clear about the target community and the communication channels that you want to use. And let's use this group as a community for peer learning and for encouragement. Once again, Victoria, we're so delighted to have you as a member of the Merit Stars, and I'm very happy that our
Oh, I cannot hear Khadija anymore.
Yeah, I can't hear her also as well. So to flip the coin, I
It's
think
always a great pleasure to collaborate with you. And I wish you all a great rest of the weekend. As a follow up, we will make sure to share the recording and the slides if Victoria agrees to share them with us, of course. And if you have any additional questions or needs of future sessions, workshops, panel discussions, online conferences, or gatherings that you'd like us to organize, please do not hesitate to reach out to us via email. Stay safe, and we'll talk soon.
thank you so much, Khadija. So finally, Victoria, we are ending with your final words. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has attended. I really, really appreciate your time, giving me your listening ears. It's something that I appreciate very much. Thank you, Tosin and Vivian and Khadija too, for the opportunity to come talk about Crowdr. I'm very passionate about social impact, and one of the ways that I help to do this is with
Thank you.
about it and helping to facilitate partnerships and fundraising like this. So it's an honor to be here today. I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity. And I just want to encourage everyone that is doing social impact work. I know it can be tiring. I know it can be a lot sometimes. It can be thankless, but what you are doing is absolutely important. Whatever it is that you're doing, it is selfless, it is kind, it is loving, and you are making the world a better place with however little that you're contributing. So don't give up, don't relent. Now is not the time to give up on your good work. Now is not the time to, throw in the towel, so to speak. If you need help, we are here to help you in our capacity as Crowdr. I'm here to help in my capacity as Victoria. So yeah, I just want to tell you to keep up the good work. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Victoria. Thank you, celebrate you.
Yep.
Thank you, Khadija. Thank you, everybody. Have a pleasant night rest. Enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.
Thank
All
you,
right,
and
bye.
bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, thank you so much.